You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
And now, World Improv Network proudly presents Community Court.
One common decency between two parties cannot solve a dispute. Community Court is there to solve the problem.
All rise for the Most Honorable Judge Kenneth Vicarro.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to have a little latte. I just wish I had one. You know, it's nice to have one, and when you don't, well, I'm sorry.
Do you need me to make a Starbucks run, Judge?
No, Cliff, I need you here. Okay. I need you here because I'm just afraid that things are going to get out of control. Today, we have our defendant, Mr. Steely McBeam. You are the mascot for the Pittsburgh Steelers, professional football team. How are you doing today?
Not doing too good, Your Honor.
Oh. Well, that makes sense now, doesn't it? Because you are here representing not just yourself, but all mascots in the NFL anyway. Because you are making the claim that you deserve bonuses for when your team wins. Is
That's absolutely correct, but people don't understand in that big white tower of theirs in New York City that it's the mascots that are 25, if not 30% of the reason why an NFL team wins. Why do you think there's a home field advantage?
All right. Now,
well, he's laughing at me.
Yeah,
Laughable.
Well, Mr. Lancaster, that is Charles Lancaster. You are VP of the NFL PA.
Yeah.
That's the Players Association. And you are making the claim that the money that it goes to the players.
Absolutely.
That's horrible, sir.
Now how do you calibrate, or what is the metric that you use to determine a mascot's effect on the game? Now, what percentage was that?
25 to 30%.
20?
Yeah. So if you think about it, if you have like one of them, they're fancy quarterbacks like a Mr. Peyton Manning, let's say he makes $10 million a year, okay? Sure. $3 million of that, or at least 2.5 with some zeros, should go to the mascots, because that's why the Broncos been winning football games at home. It's because the mascot, that poor horse has got to run around there with that lady on its back. That's horrible, and that's why they win games.
All right. Now, Mr. Lancaster, what is so funny to you?
Simply these claims. I mean, let's be honest. How many times do you actually look at a mascot when you watch a game? I mean, if you're at home, you never see him. If you're at the game, you're.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I had to do that. Just had to muffle the cries a little bit.
That was cold,
with a pacifier.
Judge.
Well, it's a big pacifier.
You see, Judge, he's
Don't
crying.
worry about it, everybody. Everything's under control.
I understand, Your Honor. I see your baby, your child is crying too, because he understands that him laughing is an insult. Every baby wants to see the mascot. That's why when they come to the stadium, the first thing the kids want to do is play with the mascot. And that's where the home field advantage starts from, is with the kids.
Well, and you have submitted here a study of some sort, saying this is looking at the outcomes of games when the mascot is present or absent, and seems like there's some pretty strong evidence here, Mr. Lancaster, saying that when the mascot is present, the football team is 60% more likely to win the game.
Well,
now,
I mean, you could rig studies to say anything. But I think what it really comes down to is that the players are the ones on the field. They're ones sacrificing their bodies. They're mortgaging their futures.
Well, now I don't think anybody's going to deny that. What's in the balance here is the mascots' effect on the game, because they're the ones claiming that they deserve bonuses regarding these when it comes to the team winning.
Well, think about this, Your Honor. The average NFL running back's career's 18 months to 3 years, okay? So them guys is coming and going all the time. But us mascots, we've been here for 5, 10, 15, sometimes 30 years. Therefore, it only proves that we're the reason why the teams is winning most of the time at home. The players change. The mascots don't. We're consistent. We bring W's to the chart.
I would just like to point out that Mr. McBeam is 4 years old. The Pittsburgh Steelers didn't even need a mascot until 4 years ago. And actually, they have not won a Super Bowl since they've had a mascot.
But did you see how we did last night in them throwback jerseys, and see how we done put the whipping on them Colts?
Well, the players in the throwback jerseys were... Well, the players.
The players.
Yeah, not the mascot.
Yeah, but you see, I've been there for 4 years now. The team's been getting better, and now we're contending because of me. So clearly, not all me, but part of me, Your Honor. I know that 30% and even higher when we fix them games, when them guys there in New York City and the Tower and the people in Las Vegas is fixing games, even then the mascots come through to bring the W's.
I would just like to speak to the American people and assure them that the games are not fixed. This is Mr. McBeam, desperate to make a point.
This is a very strong claim, and there is a history of corrupt refereeing in, well, not just the NFL, but in professional sports in general, particularly basketball, though.
Well, you know, Your Honor, why my name is Mr. McBain, Steely McBain? Because I drink Jim Bang. And so then that's the first thing that the league said I couldn't do and us mascots can't do during the game is be inebriated. So now they're taking away our alcohol and they ain't giving us our bonuses. And I can see the visions when I was drunk on the sideline. I can look up and I can see the score before the game's even over.
Your Honor, I would like to present my own study. It's more of just a chart, and you can see on this chart the average NFL player's lifespan is reduced by up to 20 years by playing in the NFL, and the mascots live well into their 80s and 90s. So it's if only because they're sacrificing so much more, the players deserve all that money.
Objection, Your Honor, objection. My father was a mascot, too, for a local high school around here in Pittsburgh, and he got hit in the head with a screw gun on the job site, and he died at the age of 45, so there ain't no 90-year-old mascots around. And secondly...
Objection, Your Honor. What could Mr. McBeam please clarify what job site he's talking about?
Well, we used to Steel City around here. We putting beams, we putting America together. And my father was a proud steel worker till he got hit in the head with a screw gun.
Not even at the game, sir.
No, it wasn't at the game. It was after the game. It was underneath the bleachers. He was trying to fix a bleacher and with a screw gun, and it bounced right back off and hit him in the head.
If you ask me, it sounds like these mascots have more than enough time to have second jobs, whereas NFL players can't even get out of bed the next day. Their knees are so sore.
That's exactly the point, Your Honor. They're pointless. We's always there. We's always there. We're consistent like the fans that come and the weather that always shows the next day. Them players come and go. So why they get all the money?
Well, are you saying that the fans should get paid too?
Well, the fans, that's part of the
laughable.
Hey, we was going to submit a contract that all of us mascots in the league, we was going to give 2 pennies per cheer to every fan.
As long as that comes out of your own pocket, Mr. McBeam, I don't think the NFLPA has any problems with that.
What if you weren't such a stiffy and gave us some of that 25-30% bonuses instead of them ridiculous quarterback contracts?
All right. Well,
bottom line, Your Honor, Mr. McBeam is simply a glorified fan who deserves nothing from the NFLPA.
I'm going to have to take the side of the defendant here. and say...
How can you do that? I sit there and I make people cheer. I sit there and I help people get through 2.5 hours of football in the rain, and you're going to take that away from me? You're going to take that all away from our mascots around the league? Well, screw you, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Oh, jeez Louise. All right, well, court's dismissed.
Let's go live outside the courtroom to Wilford Taylor to hear post-trial thoughts from the plaintiff and defendant. Wilford, what's going on out there?
Hi, I'm here with Mr. Lancaster. Judge ruled in favor of you and the players. How did you feel about how it went in there?
I'm pretty happy. I mean, this is just a simple case of the common sense winning out. I mean, mascots, they're less than human in most of our eyes. So, I mean, they're lower than punters in the locker room. So it's right that they deserve nothing.
Seems like, despite, you think very lowly, of the mascots. Why?
Well, I mean, as a former player myself, we put our lives on the line out there, our bones and our minds every week for the entertainment. We are gladiators, and these mascots are simply people on the sideline encouraging the audience. And really, most people never even look at the mascot during a game. It's laughable.
All right, and I'm here with Mr. Steely McBeam. Was the waterworks running? And what are you going to tell your fellow mascots when you go back to them?
I'm sad. I'm going to tell them I'm a failure. So me and Steely Jr., the first, the second, the third, and the old lady, we's going to have to live underneath the bridge outside the stadium in Pittsburgh because we ain't getting paid enough. And all the other mascots around the country are going to suffer the same fate.
Well, all right. A lot of drama here. And, that just concludes another episode of Community Court.
The verdict has been made and the court of law has spoken. Tune in next week for another fascinating episode of Community Court.
Give the Wincast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Win blog during the commercial break of a crime that needs to be solved during Truth and Justice. Next on KZKO.
You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO.